is marriage about duty or is it about love?
Man, that's.
I still go with
duty, which is, I guess.
Because when you think about it,
I mean, you definitely have a role. I think if you get married and you don't expect each of you to have a role in the marriage, you're setting yourself up for failure.
Mm-hmm.
But if you know, hey, this is what we expect. Your role is this. My role is this. At times, maybe, if you're in a wheelchair, maybe I will have to pick up your role.
Only if you're in a wheelchair.
I might have to cook because maybe you can't, or I might have to watch the kids because you can't grab the kids when they're running out the house.
right?
Something like that. But for the most part, I have a role, you have a role. We expect that to be it. And if I come home and, the house is super dirty and there's people coming in an hour, we going to have a talk because your role is to clean and to cook. There's no food ready. The house is a mess. They got donkeys, all right, on the roof. What's going on?
That's why, because back in our grandparents' day, the reason marriages are so high in divorces right now is because people are divorcing out of, I'm not feeling them anymore. They're boring. No, back in our grandparents' day, it was like duty. Like, we made a commitment till death do us apart. I don't care how I'm feeling. We're going to stay married. But nowadays, it's like, no, I'll divorce you because of my feelings.
Or they're bored or something,
They're
yeah.
bored.
And the thing with that, though, is I think marriage, when you look at it in that aspect, like it's a duty, when you commit to someone, you're committing to all of them. So you're committing to 10 years from or 2 years down the line when they're no longer the same person that you first met them, because we're going to naturally change every year. Like, that's just, so who I am now is not going to be who I am 5 years from now. So if I'm married at that point, I'm going to say, you're choosing to love me now and also the changed me. Now, obviously, I would want the changed me to be like, a healthy whatever. But you're committing yourself to being with that one person despite the changes that we're going to have together and separately. Because you're just like your spouse is going to change, you're going to change and vice versa. And we're going to have different seasons. But it's that coreness of this is a team. Like, is you and me till the wheels fall off, period. That's how that's in my take, how I've always looked at it. Because nowadays, people don't want to put in the extra work of, oh, he or she is not doing this anymore, so I think this is it, or whatever. But they're also not communicating the things. So they're letting things go, and it's accumulating, and then they're not communicating when something is different. Like, hey, babe, we got to talk about this, or that's a core factor in it too.
So about the communication thing, because that's, I recently broke up with somebody. Right. And the reason why, like, you can communicate something, but when, like, I'll say in this instance, where it's like a woman could communicate to a man to, hey, you need to step up, you need to be a better man. But if she knows, like, with the roles, the way the roles are is like, it's not her job to tell the man that he needs to be a man. He should already be a man. How can you communicate something when that's literally something a man should already know?
The foundation, right?
That is exactly the foundation. So at this point, I've seen it before. Somebody I know, dad got a divorce. She just came up and said, hey, I want a divorce. I'm leaving you. And he's like, what's going on? I can do this. We did it. But that's like, bro, I could already tell he was being a simp because he was putting her first. He had like no male friends. Like, he was doing all this super beta stuff. So it made total sense. Bro, you can't change because you should already be that man. Now, one of the reasons why, like, I ended this relationship because I felt like there's no way she could change something that's not changeable.
Okay.
Like, if you think that, just like with that scenario, if you think it's unchangeable and communicating, like, that's not going to work, you're just going to have to end it. But you should know from the get-go who this person is. You should know, oh, is this guy a man? That was her fault in thinking, oh yeah, maybe he's not really a man, and yeah, maybe I'm taking charge, but that'll be fine. That was her fault. Or in my situation, I thought, oh yeah, maybe this isn't such a big thing, I'll just roll with it. But you really have to know what's really important to you, what you value, and frankly what you need. Because what you want could be different from what you need. You could want a super baddie, right? She could be a 10 out of 10, man. She freaking the bed, man. Freaking the sheets, man. Amber Heard. But at the same time, she not what you need. She crazy, bro. She crazy. She doing stuff. You coming home, you got feces on the pillow. You said, God. Hold up. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
They're like, yo. Like,
next level.
Whole nother dimension. Whole nother dimension.
Sick in the head.
So it's like, you have to know yes, what you want. Like, this is cool. She can be, you know, Latina, whatever. But you also gotta know, you gotta have the same values. Okay, she cooks, she cleans, she feminine, she do all this. She got a good family structure. You know, this is for me, right? You know, she Christian. Or if you're like, oh wait, her relationship with God is kind of rocky. Let's go deep into that. Let's see what's going on. Oh, it's really not there. Deuces, sorry. And you don't even entertain something like that.
Bro, you hit it on the nail, bro. That's why, like, the communicating thing, there's certain things I shouldn't have to communicate to you. You should know, like, especially if we took a vow and we established what we were gonna do, and then you just stop doing it. I shouldn't have to tell you, hey, why you're not doing it? Like you were saying, especially as a man, like, why are you as a woman telling me, you know, why should you be communicating to me, hey man, why are you not ambitious anymore? Like, you know, like, no, you shouldn't be communicating that to me. Like, and then when she gets to that level, or that person gets to that level to communicate things you should already be doing, that's your fault. I'm not gonna feel sorry for the divorce.
Yeah, honestly, it sounds bad.
I think it's
really
self-accountable. Like, there's certain people, it sounds bad, but it's your fault. Like, if something,
it
you
really
broke up,
is.
someone broke up with you, oh, what happened? You didn't communicate with me. Bro, you stopped being ambitious. You stopped being the leader, you know? You stopped hanging out with the boys, or, you know?
You picked the wrong person, man.
You picked the wrong person.
Yeah.
And then that's where, but, you know, a lot of people are not self-accountable. They always have to blame the other party. And mind you, guys, we're not against each other. Men and women, we're meant to complement each other. We're not meant to be fighting against each other.
That's true.
We're against the weak, the people that are not wanting to take initiative to be their best self.